Who are you when no one needs you? Not when people are calling. Not when someone is waiting on you. Not when you're needed to fix, decide, or carry something. But in the quiet moments, when your phone stays still, when no one is asking anything from you, when there's nothing urgent to respond to. Who are you then? For a long time, being needed can feel like purpose. It gives the day a shape. It gives you a reason to get up. It tells you that you matter. Someone needs you at work. Someone depends on you at home. Someone expects you to show up. And you do. You answer the messages. You solve the problems. You carry what needs to be carried. You learn how to be reliable, how to be useful, how to be the one others can count on. Slowly, almost without noticing, being needed stops being something you do and starts becoming who you are. So much so that when the noise stops, something feels off. Have you ever felt that? That strange moment when the house is quiet, the inbox is empty, the phone hasn't buzzed in a while, and instead of relief, you feel uneasy. Not peace, not rest, just a quiet discomfort. Because when no one needs you, you're left alone with yourself. And that can feel unfamiliar, maybe even unsettling. You're so used to responding, to reacting, to staying busy, that stillness feels like something is missing. Your mind starts looking for something, anything. Something to check, something to fix, something to improve. Not because you're ambitious, not because you love being busy, but because being still means facing a question you've avoided for a long time. If no one needs me right now, do I still matter? What if nothing is missing? What if the quiet is simply the first time you're not being defined by what you do for others? In a world that constantly asks for productivity, helpfulness, availability, it's easy to confuse usefulness with worth. You're praised for showing up. You're appreciated for being dependable. You're valued for what you provide. And there's nothing wrong with that. But over time, something subtle happens. You start to believe that without those roles, without being needed, you don't really know who you are. So you stay busy. You stay needed. You stay involved. You say yes when you're tired. You fill your calendar. You keep yourself occupied. Not because you want attention, but because being needed feels safer than sitting with the question underneath it all. Who am I when no one needs me? When there's no task, no role, no responsibility to hide behind? Who are you when you're not useful? When you're not helping? When you're not fixing? When you're not holding things together? That question can feel threatening, because for people like you, being needed hasn't just been something you do. It's been how you stay connected, how you stay relevant, how you make sure you don't disappear. And maybe, if you're honest, there's a quiet fear there, that if you stop being useful, you'll be forgotten. That if you're not needed, you'll be replaceable. That the world will move on without noticing your absence. So you keep proving your value, again and again. That question isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to reveal something. Because maybe the discomfort you feel in those quiet moments isn't emptiness. It's unfamiliarity. You've spent so long being what others needed that you haven't spent much time being with yourself. Not the productive version, not the helpful version, just you. And that doesn't mean you're lost. It means you've been giving a lot. Have you ever noticed how silence feels heavier after a long period of constant responsibility? Not because silence is bad, but because you're not used to it. You're used to being necessary. So when no one needs you, your mind tries to recreate that feeling. It searches for problems. It invents urgency. It creates reasons to stay busy. Anything to avoid the feeling of not being required. But here's something worth sitting with. You don't have to earn your place in the world by being needed all the time. Your value doesn't disappear when you stop being useful. You still exist. You still matter. You're still here, even when no one is asking anything from you. Who you are in those moments when you're not needed isn't a problem to solve. It's a part of you that rarely gets attention. The part that doesn't perform. The part that doesn't provide. The part that just is. And maybe that part feels quiet. Maybe it feels uncertain. Maybe it feels like it's waiting, not for another task, but for permission. Permission to exist without a purpose attached. You don't have to answer this question tonight. You don't have to define yourself. You don't have to figure it out. Just noticing the question is enough. Because learning who you are when no one needs you isn't about losing your strength. It's about discovering that you were more than your usefulness all along.